what I found.
All right. Hi, fashion dolls. Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. Let's get right into it, fashion dolls. It is Thankful Thursday, June 30th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Our very special guest today can be seen on TTB Network and hosting his own YouTube channel, Yes for the Mess and Roast and Review. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me this evening for a primetime exclusive, our very own Scotty by Nature. Let me go ahead and share this live with Scotty so that we can dive right into this interview. I'm so excited. I hope you all are doing wonderful today. I'm doing wonderful, and I hope you guys are doing fabulous as well too. Decided today to do a clean slate. So that's why we're rocking the all white. Hi, K Will. Good afternoon, my love. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? All right, we are glowing today. Get into this glow. It is something about this glow, y'all. Get into it. Get into it. Decided to do something a little bit different. So without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest, ladies and gentlemen, Scotty by Nature. Let me add Scotty. All right. Hello, hello.
What's
Hello.
going on?
I'm doing great. Welcome to the dollhouse, Scotty.
I'm glad to be here.
It is such a pleasure to have you here. So before we kick off this interview and we get to know you, because I watch your YouTube channel, I'm a big supporter. I am Team Scotty all day. I watch
Thank
Yes
you.
for the Mess and Roast and Reviews and so
Thank
much. Uh, how has 2022 been for you thus far? Because I know it's been difficult for a lot of us content creators that are in the same realm in the YouTube verse or Instagram verse or wherever with this pandemic going on. How have you been managing with that thus far?
I would say that it's been pretty good for me. Like I've had my own personal stuff, like I've lost a lot of family members and friends and stuff, but outside of that, my YouTube channel has thrived even throughout all of that. This is probably so far the biggest year that I've had with my YouTube channel. So as far as my content, it's been a good ride, a good year for me. I can say that.
And you are doing the damn thing on TTV Network, might I add. You are doing a thing and bringing the fire to those panels. And we're kind of going to have a conversation slash interview. It's kind of like a conversation slash interview because your point of views, I just want to say thank you because for me as a trans woman, black trans woman being in the LGBTQ community, you're very vocal about protecting black women as well as am I, with myself
Hmm.
being black and trans and woman. Uh,
Hmm.
it's difficult. So a lot of these conversations, your panel, because I seen your panel with the women and just, in general talking and having a conversation. I thank you for that because we needed it. And it's just like, okay, he's saying the things that black women are trying to say, and we're getting the point across at the same time without going at each other. That's how you have great dialogue and conversation. So I had to say thank you, Scotty, for that because every time I watch one of your videos, whether you're doing commentary on the baby because you ate him up, I ate him up as well. Also, for his comments that he made at Rolling Loud and so much more. You're very vocal about protecting Black women and the LGBTQ community with it, the last few days of this month being Pride Month. Tell us, how did Yes for the Mess get started on your channel?
To be honest, it started when the pandemic first happened. Because to be honest, I've been doing YouTube at this point for like October will make like 12 years since I first started. But I didn't really nobody really like it's like I started in 2010 and my name was Mr. Still Standing back then. And then in 2020, I rebranded myself as Scotty by Nature TV. And after I rebranded myself to Scotty by Nature TV, that's when people started to really know me or find me or pick me up. So for the most part, for the first 10, 9.5 years, my channel was basically me doing reality TV recaps. That's all it was about. But as you know, when the pandemic first started, the reality shows were getting all the productions and stuff was getting shut down. You know, they wasn't filming no more for a while. So because that's all I would do is that, I didn't know what else to do at the moment. So I was like, okay, what can I do to keep myself afloat right now? Because the reality shows are going on hiatus due to COVID, and we don't know when they're coming back. So what am I going to do? So I think I did, my very first one was probably me recapping an interview that Straight from the A had done with Peter Thomas and Apollo Nida or something like that. And she commented on that video. So it was funny to me. And I was like, okay, maybe I could do this Yes for the Mess thing. And once I kept doing it, then more people watched it. So I'm like, okay, I got something going on with this. So that's how it happened. I pretty much started doing it because I ain't had nothing else to do and I needed some content, and I needed to, in the midst of me, you know, trying to evolve and do more stuff,
Yeah.
that was one of the things that I decided to do. So that's how that came about.
And you balance it out. I love how you balance it out with work, family life. And I go through and I'm scrolling through because I follow so many content creators on YouTube. And I look in the community feed, in the community tab, you're active with your support base. You're active with your system, letting them know, like, okay, I'm not going live today. You know, I need to take a break. So that is very, very important as well, also, with taking a
Mm-hmm.
break weekly. I've had to do that. I've done so many interviews on this platform right here where it's just like I've had to take a step back and just say, okay, I need to take a breather. So for you, how do you find that balance with work and then doing your YouTube channel? Shout outs to TTB. Hi, TTB.
Today's his
Um,
birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday, Trav, and congrats on hosting the Chasing Atlanta reunion. I've seen it. It's trending all over Instagram. So congratulations, TTB. You are awesome, and I love your channel. How do you find that balance with doing your YouTube channel and working?
To be honest, I'm still looking for that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not, you know, I'm just gonna tell you right now. The more I sit up here, I'm gonna be very honest, and I'm probably too damn honest, but that's just me. I still have not found my balance. Sometimes I can really overwork myself. I'm just now trying to figure out what I can do because I work a 9 to 5. I work 40 hours a week at my job, and then I come home. I go straight to my YouTube stuff. I make my graphics. I come and write down what all I'm gonna talk about for Yes for the Mess. I have to make my notes to these TV shows I'm reviewing. I got a plan for upcoming panels that I got coming back, or deal with the panels that I already got. You know, think about all the different collaborations that I'm going to do. Shut up, T Spiller. All the collaborations that I got coming up or that I plan to do. So my mind is always running a million miles a minute. And it's probably that Aquarius thing about me because I'm always thinking about different things. And sometimes I can overdo it. Like sometimes I can be so tired, but I still try to push through. And I will say that back in May, I had a situation where I had gotten sick. I don't know if it was COVID or not this time, but I was sick, real sick. And then I was depressed because of my job. So it's like I had to take some time away. Like I didn't necessarily stop filming anything, but I kind of drew back on all the filming. I only filmed just enough. Like I wasn't filming 4, 5 videos a day like I normally do, but I was doing enough just so my people can have what they need to have. So you know, that's pretty much what it is. So I'm still trying to find the balance with working and doing this all at the same time. I'm still trying to find that balance because sometimes I can really do too much. Like I gotta work in my first job, and then YouTube is my second job, and I'm just trying to make sure the content keeps coming and the money keeps coming because I don't know about nobody else, but I make money doing my stuff. So you know that's why I work so hard because that's a second check. It makes me not make me not hurt for nothing. So you know that's why I work so hard. But I'm still trying to find the balance.
We I see so many content creators in the comments. We got TTB here, Trace Raw, T Spiller. Shout outs to my brother K2, the K2 spot. All of these channels you guys can go and subscribe to on YouTube. So with you being in the YouTube verse, how is it being able to network and be able to connect with so many other? Because I love when you do the Boys Not Out panel as well too. I love that. So just the camaraderie that you guys have with Maddie Rance and Jamar and so many others on that panel. How did that come together? Because it's like a male version of the View, but for the LGBTQ community for us.
That was the
So
plan. That's what I
yeah,
wanted. That's what I wanted. Um, so here's the kicker with that. I wanted to do an all boys panel, maybe months prior to me actually doing it, but I didn't know who I wanted to put on there besides Jamar, because everybody knows Jamar, my best friend. But then I have another friend named Terrence who goes by the name Giving You the Real Tea on YouTube. We're best friends, and then there was another guy named Josiah. We were developing a relationship at the time. So I was like, you know what, maybe I could just do it with these four because we have a genuine relationship already. Like we're already, friends already. And all four of us are already, because it goes like this: like me and Jamar best friends, me and Terrence are best friends, me and Josiah are best friends. Jamar already knows Terrence, Jamar already knows Josiah. They all get to know each other, so it works, that way because we already have a relationship. So it was originally us four doing the Boys Night Out panel, but then Jamar had the idea to bring Maddie on as a guest. Now me and Maddie knew each other, but we didn't know each other. We knew each other because we both share a best friend in Jamar, but we had never really talked like that. So I was like, sure, bring him on. And then when he came in as a guest, he fit in so good that we said we gonna keep him. So when we kept him, that's how we began our bond. Like me and Maddie are closer than ever these days. And so we became really close, and then we got our own friendships out of this. Like we're co-workers and stuff like that, but we really have a genuine friendship outside of this. Like we all went to Atlanta back in February for my birthday, and then that made our bond even closer. So when people say you can't have genuine friendships and stuff like that on YouTube, that's not true. You actually can. So that Boys Night Out panel is the definition of genuine friendships, genuine relationships. Like it's not always peachy. Like we have had our spats with each other before. No
yeah.
one knows that, but we've had our spats in private, but we always are able to get over it. Like all of us are 30 plus, maybe with the exception of Josiah. Josiah is the youngest. Like Josiah, I think he's like 27, 28. Jamar is like 31. I'm 33. I think Maddie, no, Terrence is 34 and Maddie is like 35, I think. So we're all in our early to mid 30s and late 20s. So we're mature enough to have those conversations. So when you see Boys Night Out, it's not just a co-working situation. We really have a friendship, a real bond.
And also, you've interviewed some of the cast of Love and Marriage, Huntsville. You are on it with those reviews. You and King Payne and King Kane. Every time I turn on my notifications, y'all are on it with Love and Marriage and Chasing Atlanta and Chasing and all of these other platforms. Y'all are on it with the reviews. Because like you said, I know it's that balance with you being able to work and then doing YouTube as well also. So how do you find the time to do your reviews for these shows? Because it's like, okay, one day a new episode is going to drop. Like for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you've also been reviewing that as well also.
That is difficult. As you can see, we kind of started 10 minutes late because of me, because I was just getting off of work. I'm doing it straight off of work.
You good.
So that goes to show you, like, I'm doing it straight off work. Hey, Aaron, I'm doing it straight off of work. So a lot of the times, I kind of think about what I'm gonna do. Like for example, like on a Monday night, I don't have to work, so Basketball Wives come on, then I sit down, I watch it, I take my notes, and then I'll go, right into the video, put it out, be done with it. And then on a Sunday, I may have to work, but then I get off at 4, and then I'll be back home in time for the show. I sit there, watch the show, take my notes down, then boom, gone about my business, make the video, put it out. So I have a complete, like I know exactly what to do with the reviews and stuff like that, but the gossip, you never know what's going to come. So you got to get there while you can. So that's the way I go about my videos and my reviews and stuff like that. The reviews are easy to do. Those are like when I was sick and when I was kind of depressed and stuff, those are the only reviews that I did. I didn't do no gossip. I just did my reviews because I knew they would watch those. But and I can always make those. It doesn't take me no time to do it. I ain't gotta make no graphics. I ain't gotta do none of that. Just go in there, do my thing, post it, and be over with. So, that's how I do it.
And not only that, but I commend you also, Scotty, for speaking up on mental health, because that's something that I talk about a lot on my platform as well too. And when I see your post where it's just like, okay, I kind of need to take a breather. I said I've been there before, where I was just like,
Yeah.
okay, it becomes overwhelming. It's like so much going on in the world, and there's so many topics that you have to cover. And it's like, okay, I got to get it. I got to get this exclusive out so that the supporters don't think that I'm sleeping on them or anything. It's that balance. So you have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself mentally. So how have you been finding that balance to make sure that, okay, my self-care comes first, my mental comes first before I do this?
I think this last ordeal that I had when I was going through my bout with depression, this last time, it kind of made me think about things and stuff because it was kind of like I really wasn't focused, but I was still pushing myself to do stuff. Even when I wasn't good, I was still coming on camera, posting pictures on Instagram, like everything was all good, and it really wasn't. And I wasn't taking out that time for myself. So while I was dealing with my stuff, I kind of distanced myself from people, not to be an asshole, but just to kind of get myself together because I don't want to bring certain energies around people. I'm that type of person where if I know my energy ain't good, I ain't bringing it around nobody. So I sat back and I had to think about it. I said, I'm not getting a lot of rest, and then I'm not happy right now with my
Mhm.
job and things and other things around me. I'm grieving. So I really haven't had the time to grieve because even when because I lost my aunt in January, and then 2 weeks
I'm
later in the
sorry.
same month, I lost my cousin too. Both of them died in January. So that was a lot. So I haven't really dealt with that. And I threw myself into my work, my YouTube work and my actual work to get my mind off of it. But back in May, when I was dealing with the depression stuff, I realized I really haven't dealt with it. Like I just threw myself into work and just, you know, did everything. So I tuned everybody out for a while and got myself together. And then I came and now I'm back to putting out multiple videos a day. But I do know that whenever I have that moment again, I need to take out that time and, decompress, get some time to myself, maybe a day or two, and then I'll be good.
Absolutely. Yes, it's literally like I do Style by Stevie every Monday through Friday. If you guys follow me, y'all know that I do the show sometimes Saturday as well too. Like it is definitely a balance, and people ask me the same question, like how do you find that mental to do this platform every single day? I do it because I love it. I love what I do. I love giving people commentary and just sitting and having a conversation with people because it literally takes a toll on you. So you have to make sure that you take days out for yourself. Like yesterday, I'm a very private person. I'm a Scorpio. So my sister's birthday was yesterday. She passed back in August of 2018. So I took that
Mm-hmm.
day off. I said I'm not doing any interviews to commemorate her memory and her legacy, to remember her, me and my mom. My girl Steph, I see my girlfriends. My friend Stephanie is out there. She knows. K Toots is in there too. Everybody knows that I took that day, the 29th off. So I'm just like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I need to take this day to memorize her. So I know what it's like to lose somebody and then have all of these things and then still make sure that your supporters have content as well too. It's again, it boils down to what I said in the beginning of this, which is balance.
Mm-hmm. Basically, yeah.
All right. So we're gonna have some fun fashion dolls because yes, we've seen Scotty be spicy on TTV network. And I said, okay,
Oh my God.
I said that he's got my energy because for the same thing when it comes to speaking up on certain things or calling it out for what it is, I'm always gonna be that one friend. And my girl Stephanie and my girlfriend Felicia, if they're watching, they can vouch for that. They know I'm always gonna be that. One friend is gonna be like, something isn't right. So I'm gonna call it to the table and let it know. So I'm like, okay, Scotty has every right to feel the way he feels, even when it comes or seems like it's that, my reason for doing things the way that I do is because I'm the content creator, and people need to realize that when you grab that microphone, you have that power. When
Right.
you're speaking or saying something out there and your supporters are listening to it, they're listening to you. They're coming to see you. So it's all about having that power when you have that microphone and being able to balance it out and let everybody know, like, okay, this is me, this is what I am, and I'm standing in. And I commend you again 100% for standing firm in whatever it is that you believe in. And you're one of my favorite YouTubers. You
Oh,
and
thank you.
yes, you, Jaded Nerd, King of Reads, Adrian Expressions,
I love
and
Asian
Neo
expression.
Aesthetic. Yes. Whenever y'all speak about LGBT issues or black women, I say spot on. For myself as a trans black woman, y'all are being the voice for me. And I haven't really been covering topics like that. Like Island Yankee, K Tooks, all of them, they will tell you I used to do topics here, but I'm just like, okay, we just gonna do interviews now. Because I had a co-host, Johnny. Johnny's back working in the shop, so there's no telling when he's gonna be coming back. But we've been covering topics, so you get to get both perspectives. You get to get the male perspective, the female perspective. And I love how you do
Right.
your panels as well too. Also, the Scotty, that panel was so powerful when you had the black women up there and yourself and another YouTuber that I love is Conscious TV.
Oh, I
Conscious
love
TV,
him. I love
Davion.
him. Yeah, I love him. I love him
I had
down.
Davion on the show back in 21, and we clicked instantly. He goes off a zodiac sign, so we're both like Scorpios in our own way. We clicked and hit it off instantly. Whenever y'all do topics about black women or LGBT people, I'm sitting there. I could be doing my makeup, listening to y'all, and whenever y'all drop a new video, and I'm like, okay, y'all are saying everything spot on that I've been saying. Whatever topic it is, whether it's the baby, whether it's what's going on with basketball wives, we know that there was an issue with colorism on there. You were very vocal about that as well too. You call
Yeah.
out colorism in a heartbeat, Scotty, and you have a microphone, and I just want to tell you, don't give up, because I got in your comments when you did one of your posts in your community feed, and I said, no, don't do that, don't give up, keep going. If you need to take a break, and even your supporters were kind of encouraging you as well to kind of just take a break if you need to, and step back. But you have that power, and because you have the microphone as a hostess, as a content creator, one creator to a content creator. Again, I can't thank you enough because you speak up for black women. You speak up for us.
Yeah,
And
I try to
yeah,
have a range. Like I don't like to be boxed. And I could do the reality reviews and be all funny and hilarious and a little bit of
yeah,
shade. I could do my gossip where I do this and I do that, but I could also talk about stuff that's actually serious. And everybody's not gonna get that. A lot of the times people feel as though you can't be multifaceted. You got to be in one thing. You got to be the messy. You got to be the messy queen. You got to be this. You got to be that. I don't want to do that. That ain't me. And I'm never gonna get on camera and pretend to be something that I'm not. You know what I mean? I would never do that. I would never get on camera and pretend to be something that I'm not. I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna do me and I'm gonna do my thing. And for people that get it, that's good. And for people that don't, they just don't get it, and that's fine. But I feel like I'm very multifaceted. Like I could be funny, I could be shady, and I could be serious when I want to. I have a range to talk about anything, just like I had the range to talk about the Roe versus Wade thing. I have the range to talk about the situation that happened with the baby mama that went viral the other day. Just like I have the range to talk about R. Kelly going to jail for the whole human trafficking. I have the range to talk about mental health. I have the range to talk about colorism and racism. I have the range to do all of that. It's a balance. I never want to be in the box. Ever want to be in the box. Just like I could do my interviews with Miss Wanda and everybody else on Love and Marriage Huntsville and still be
yep.
able to give you guys something else. It's always something else, and I'm always thinking of something else. So I never want to be in no box that ain't me. I march to the beat of my own drum, and I don't give a damn who likes it or who don't. I do my own thing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. That's
And
how
that
I feel,
actually was
you
going to
know.
be my next question for you. Like, don't you just hate that as one content creator to another content creator? Ali Yankee, I'm calling you out if you're watching. He says, stop comparing yourself to other people and don't put yourself in a box because people
Hmm.
love to categorize you. Even T.S. Madison, they do it to her. They put her in a box and they're just like, okay, it's other content creators like Hope Giselle, there's Conscious TV, there's King Jives, there's Scotty by Nature, Nico's Aesthetics, Jaded Nerd, Bugs the God. I mean, it's so many out here.
Yeah,
Aaron, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Even with I don't like calling him Buzz. I call him by his real name for obvious reasons. But even with him, like when he was having trouble with what he wanted to do with his channel and stuff, I said to him, I said, you have a thing about you that you don't see. But I've been seeing it. Like you have this spiritual thing about you, but then
Mm.
you also have this fun, ratchet Detroit thing about you too. So you could just your theme could just be you could mix the spiritual with the ratchet and you could be spiritually ratchet. That's what you could do. That can be your brand. And he was like, I never thought about it. Like I said, that's what your brand could be. You got the spiritual stuff and you got the ratchet stuff. Like you talk about Bad Boys Club and stuff, and then you get on here and then you talk about serious stuff with your spiritual stuff. So it all collides and it works. So you could be spiritually ratchet. That's your brand. That's what I told him. And and he took heed to that. Like, I mean, like even with Aaron Wiles out, and we don't always get along. We don't always get along because we already said we probably would never really just get along like that because our personalities clash a lot. But I still got love for each other. But he even called, he's even asked me for advice and things of that nature, and I've given it to him. And another thing about Aaron is that Aaron watched me for years before I knew who he was. Like before he had a YouTube channel, Aaron has been a supporter of my platform. So that's why when he asked me for advice or something like that, I don't mind giving it to him, regardless if we may argue and all this other shit, and I may not like him for a few days or whatever, and I get over it. It's still, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always be that helping hand to anybody who needs some type of advice or someone that needs some kind of guidance because somebody, gave it to me. So I don't mind giving it to somebody else.
And you do. Someone said that on TTV. I was going through and I went back to watch the replay, and they said that you have the type of spirit where you give people advice, and whenever somebody needs to know something, you go and they come and talk to you. You just have that aura about you, like okay, if someone comes to you and asks for advice or something personal, and you be like, okay, sure, I'll be able to help you or give you advice. Like you have that type of energy, so keep doing it.
Yeah, cause see, it's like and I feel like when I would be on like on the TTV panel, sometimes I used to feel like I would be completely misunderstood a lot because one minute on one hand Scotty is sensitive, and then on the next hand I was boring, and then on another hand it was this and that. So it's kind of like, and I had to explain to everybody, if you watch my stuff, you would see a difference. I'm up here with people that I barely know, so it's not necessarily my safe space. So I'm
Kind of have
kind
to
of
have your reservations. I totally
yeah,
understand.
yeah, like it can come across that way, like because I didn't know some of these people. Like the only people that I really knew when I go up there at the time was I kind of knew Dre Sember. I knew, of course, not Brandon, Bubs. I knew Aaron, but I didn't know the rest of them like that, that would come up there. And some of them would be just people in the chats and stuff like that. So I didn't really
Yeah.
know them. So of course I would be on guard because I don't know y'all. So, sometimes, gays and stuff, they throw shade, but I'm not the person that throw shade at people that I don't know. Like, that's not my style. I don't do that. Like when I would be up there, I want to have conversations. Like, I want to have debates. Like, I want to talk about things that I give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times when I would kind of get into those moments with people that I'm not proud of, it would be because I'm all out of my comfort zone. But I feel like later on down the line, I got a little bit more comfortable. But at the beginning, I wasn't comfortable at all because I didn't know them.
Yeah.
So it was just like people didn't understand me. So I was completely misunderstood when I would be up there because of course, I see everything. Like people like, oh, Scotty bored, he shouldn't be on that panel, blah blah blah. Well, it's not my panel, it's Trap's panel. It's not my panel, no way. He asked me to come up. He was asking me to come, so I would come up there. Like I'm pretty much a level-headed person, so I guess he would ask me to come because I was level-headed and it kind of balanced out all of the stuff that would be all of the
Yeah.
rigmarole that would be going on up there. So but it is what it is, like just like I said, like it's if you look at my stuff, my own stuff, you'll see a complete
Totally different
difference.
thing.
You'll see the difference. So, I had to explain it at first, maybe a couple of months ago, one of the last few times I was up there, I had to explain it like, because Trap understood me, but some people that would watch didn't understand me. They thought I was just, I just took myself way too serious or just did whatever, but it wasn't that. I just got to get comfortable with you. It's even when I meet people in person, I could be talking to you online for years, and when I meet you, I'm very quiet. I don't say too much.
Reserved.
It take me a moment to really warm up, and once I warm up to you, then you get me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that could be that Aquarius thing. We're pretty observant. I'm like that in a lot of spaces that I'm not used to. So that's what it is. I just be want people to really understand who I am as a person, but I don't expect people to get it because we're in a world where you got to be on 10 all the time, and you really don't. Like right now, I'm fresh off of work and I'm kind of toned down right now, which is fine. And I think you can tell by my conversation that I'm a real person and
Yeah.
that I'm fun to be around. But it is what it is. Like I said, everybody's not gonna understand, but that's fine.
How do you feel about comments like this? K2 just said, Scotty's one of the people that opened the doors for me to do the K2 spot. How do you feel knowing that your channel has inspired other people, other content creators, because K2 has been doing it a long time too, as well as myself. We all have. Knowing that other people who've been doing the same thing as you, watching your channel, say, okay, he's inspired me to do my platform as well. How do you feel?
I still like I really don't be knowing what to say about that because I'd be really surprised. Like, it's still weird to know that I'm a YouTube vet, because I've been doing this since 2010, but I really didn't take it serious enough until 2 years ago, which is why I'm seeing what I'm seeing right now, because now I'm taking it really serious and now I'm really passionate about it now. So that's why it feels like I'm a new YouTuber when I'm really not. I've been doing this for 10 years, 11 and a half years. So it's like when I hear people say that I was an inspiration to them, it's a surprise to me because I don't think I'm that serious. I don't think I'm really that, and I would hear people say Scotty is that guy in these streets or whatever they were saying the other night. It was surprising to me because I don't be thinking that I'm that person. And I remember Trap TTV telling me that you need to know that you that bitch. You need to know this. You need to know that. You need to always say it. But I just have a sense of humility about me that I just don't. I don't do that. I really am a humble person. So I'd be really surprised. Even when Aaron Wiles out was telling me how I was an inspiration to him and how he would watch me, watch my videos when he go to sleep. How
Yeah.
I was inspiration to him and all this other stuff. It's overwhelming because you never know how you affect people. Because I know when I was coming up, the people that inspired me was like the Scorpion Show, Quadir, Forest Rocks, Bunny Blue, Ashley Miller, all of these different people, Sweet Edition CV, Brian B, all those people that I was watching,
Yeah.
they were inspirations to me. So when I hear people say that I'm an inspiration to them, it's always surprising to me because I just be thinking I'm just Scotty. I ain't nobody. You know what I mean? Like I ain't nobody.
You
But
are now.
You
You are
know, it
now.
be it really don't be hitting me. Like even when over the last 2 years that have I've been recognized by certain figures in the industry, like like when Carlos King was watching my interview one time,
Yeah.
I didn't know, or shared my video on Twitter. I didn't know how to take that. Like when Candy sent me that care package and she shouted me out, I didn't know how to take that. When those people from Love and Marriage Transville, they were all saying they watched me. I didn't know how to, I didn't know how to take that. Like even the girls from Love and Hip Hop, like they were DMing me, saying you drug me, but I love your videos. Like it's still surreal to me, and I should be in a space where I'm used to it by now, but I don't think I'll ever be used to it because of my spirit. I guess it's my humble spirit that makes me feel that way. Even when I've met people that watch my videos. I remember I was in Houston and this guy worked in a mall and he was following me on Facebook. And when he seen where I was, he came in the store and he saw me. I took a picture with him. All that other stuff. Like people actually become like, I remember I went in the mall one time and a girl screamed because she seen my videos. And I was at work one time just a couple of weeks ago. And this girl I was putting some stuff up and this girl was like, I just got done watching your videos. I was like, oh my God. You know what I mean? It's like I'd be shamed, but it's just like whatever. It's always a shock when people say that I inspired them or I opened up a door for them or I did this or I did that. It's always a shock to me because I really don't be feeling like I'm that important. I really don't. I'm like, I'm just doing my content. I just put my stuff out, whatever. Because I'm just not, I love what I'm doing right now. Like I love where my platform is going and stuff. And I just have that spirit about me where I'm not in a place where I'm trying to compete with other people. I don't need to compete with nobody. I'd rather
Right.
work with people than compete with them, which is why you see me work with a lot of people, which is why you see me on panels with a lot of people. I always create different segments to collaborate with other people. I don't have that competitive spirit. I want to see everybody win. So that's how I feel.
Absolutely. And you should feel that way because you're making an impact. Your voice is making an impact. A lot of people watch you, both of us, they watch your videos and they watch mine as well too. And you've made an impact on the culture. So you'd be right up there with the names that I just mentioned, the King Jives, the T.S. Madison, and so many others. So TTB was right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I had to, I had to, I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff, but when it came down to that, I'm like, maybe he's right. Maybe I am a little bit too humble, but that's just me. I've always been that way. I've always been humble, like always.
Yep.
Which is
And
probably why a lot of people in the YouTube community rock with me the way that they do.
yeah, both of us are the same way. We learn to stay right here. We don't allow it to get to us or change us. We stay right here within the same level. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fashion dolls. It is time to get into our games with Scotty. The first one is called the Rapid Five. And Scotty has to tell us 5 things that he can't live without. And then the next one, we're going to turn the table. I've asked Scotty some questions. Scotty's going to ask me some questions, uncensored, unfiltered. So I don't know what he's going to ask me, as many questions as he wants. So we're going to start off with the Rapid Five. What are 5 things that Scotty can't live without?
The number one thing that I can't live without is music. I have to hear music every day. No matter what I'm doing, I have to hear music when I'm walking through the neighborhood. I have to hear music when I'm in the shower. I have to hear music when I'm making my graphics. I have to hear music even when I'm in intimate moments. I have to hear music for that. I have to hear music for everything. Like that's the number one thing. I love music. Music is everything. Like I'm not that good with um voicing my feelings to people. So a lot of the times I'll
Mm,
take a song and send it to somebody if I need to express myself in a way. I can pick any song and relate. Like I can relate to a lot of music. So if I need to say something to somebody, I send them a song and explains exactly how I feel if I can't find the words. So music is number one. Number two, food. I love food. I'm always eating every day, as I should be. But people be like, for you to be so skinny, you eat so damn much. You know what I mean? And I do. I do. I eat a lot. And that's I have to stuff my face all the time. I don't care. Like it is what it is. Like when I'm hungry, I am an asshole when I'm
Definitely
hungry.
saying.
Yeah. I am an asshole when I'm hungry. So do not let me get hungry because I would be an asshole. Okay. That's the second thing. Number three, my family. I'm very family oriented.
Same here.
I love to hang out with like my cousins and stuff. I have a baby brother who I'm like 11 years older than, and we have a close relationship. Like that's probably the closest I ever have to a child because I don't want kids. So I feel like he's the only child that I need because I've taken care of him like I'm his father. So and I actually have six brothers and sisters. My dad has six kids, and then my mom has three. Me and my sister on my mom's side share the same father. My baby brother is from my mom's previous marriage. So in all, I have
Quite
six,
big family, yep.
yeah, brother and sisters. So family is very important to me. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing is my platform. Um, my platform is very important to me. I've spent a lot of years building it and getting it to where it is, and I'm very passionate about it. I'm always thinking of different ways to excel in it and evolve it and just level it up, which I feel like I have. So it's like that's very important to me, and I definitely can't live without it. Like I feel like I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't have it. You know what I mean? Because isn't like platforms that you build on your own are very important. When you build it from scratch by yourself, it's very important. So that's another thing. And the fifth thing is my respect. Um, Respect is very important to me. I give everybody respect. I respect everybody, and I expect the same respect. I feel like people don't know what the term respect really means. They like to say that they know what it means, but they don't. I feel like um, I'm a very respectable person, so I don't disrespect a soul until they disrespect me. And sometimes I ignore the disrespect because some things are just miscellaneous to me and I just don't care. But respect is one of my top five things that I can't live without because in this world, you have to make sure people respect you. And you got to make sure you respect yourself because if you don't respect yourself, then ain't nobody else gonna respect you. So you got to be sure to do that too. So those are my five things.
All right, fashion dolls, you heard that. Those are Scotty's top five from the rapid five. We are going to go to turn the tables, which is where my guests get to ask me questions for the new viewers out there who don't know a whole lot about Miss Stevie. Because again, I'm like you, Scotty. I'm very private, very reserved. I don't open up to a whole lot of people or I try to be as transparent as possible. Leave a little to the imagination without giving a whole lot away. So I'm gonna pass it on down to Scotty, and Scotty's gonna ask me some questions, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know what he's gonna ask me. My heart is beating so fast because this is my first time ever meeting him, other than watching his videos. So take it away, Scott.
Okay, I'm gonna start off with something a little bit simple. So what got you into this realm? Like, what made you want to do interviews and have your own show? Like, what inspired you to do that?
Well, ever since I was young, I said I always wanted to host like a platform or a talk show. And then being in the LGBTQ community, being bullied a lot, and I'm pretty sure that you can relate to this too of us growing up in the South. People would try to think that, oh, well, you got to do this. You got to, you're weak. You're not going to stand up for yourself. But it kind of broke me out of that to speak up and have a voice. So that's kind of how Style by Stevie started, because I started right after high school. I started very young.
Okay. Who is your dream interview? What is your dream interview? Like, who do you really want to interview? Like you would risk it all to interview them. Like, what is your dream interview?
My dream interview, I would have to say, would be Taraji P. Henson. I love her
Mm.
personality. She's funny. She's beautiful. Me and her both have that spirit where it's just like we're passionate about whatever it is. You talk about mental health. She talks about mental health. I talk about mental health. And we would just click. I can feel it.
Okay. Where do you want your platform to go in the future? Like, is there anywhere you desire to go that you haven't been yet?
I would love to have my own network. Like TTB has built his, like you said, when you we did the Rapid Five Year platform, he built his platform from the ground up. So I would like to be on that level. I'm just like, wow, I want to be like Scotty and TTB and TS Madison when I grow up. So one day at a time. And I'm just truly thankful to be where I'm at right now. For me, I do it because I love it.
Okay, so now I'm gonna ask you two more questions. I ain't gonna, I think I should let these last two questions be a little bit the way like I would do my Miss Wanda interview. These last two.
Okay.
Okay, so in dating, what do you look for in a partner when you're dating?
Well, me, I'm a firecracker, not like a firecracker where it's just like go off in my teen years, yes, but I'm kind of reserved now.
Mm-hmm.
So what I look for in a partner is someone who's adventurous, exciting, someone who loves to have a good time. I love to have a good time, as you can tell from the platform when I do my interviews, when I'm laughing, breathing, or thriving. What else do I look for? Gotta be in touch with God, because we're all spiritual people. My fashion,
Mm-hmm.
I call them my fashion dolls. You got your team, Scotty. I got my fashion dolls over here. Um, we it has to be somebody who's in touch with God. Somebody who believes. And that's a family person. Like you said, you love family. I'm about my family too. I'm very protective over my family. My mom is my everything. Like that
Yes.
woman has been through so much. So you got to be God fearing, and you got to more importantly be about your family. Family is everything to me. So that's what I look for in a man.
And the last question is, I really kept it cute though. I really tried not to go too far. How do you respond to disrespect?
I'm Mariah Carey. I'm like Mariah Carey to the BS, and K Troops know this. That TTB can kind of relate because he loves Mariah Carey. I love Mariah Carey also, so I'm like Mariah Carey. Who is she? Who's that? That's kind of my response to it. Before I would, when I got this platform, when I first started, it would be bad. I would be like T.S. Madison, cursing people out, blocking people. But now I'm just like, I don't have time for it. When you get it at a certain caliber in your career, when you reach a certain caliber on your platform, you change the way you do things because and I think you made this point as well too. You never know who's watching
Right.
because the, it was one time I did an interview with somebody and Tony Award winner Melba Moore came in the audience and I was starstruck and I said, okay, I'm gonna try not to fangirl out. I had to keep it professional and everything. You never know who's gonna watch or pop up, watching your videos. Like you said, Candy, and you posted that. And some of the girls from Love and Hip Hop and Love and Marriage and so many other platforms are watching your stuff. So you never know. Image and reputations in this business follows. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my response to it. I'm just like I don't respond to it. I don't, clap back to the critics.
And even though that was my last question, I do want to piggyback off of that too, because that is what I've adapted myself when it comes down to it. Because
Yeah.
it's just some stuff I just don't feel like I need to
Hey,
respond
like
to it.
hey.
Like
Yeah.
I don't care. Like I'm at a point where the bigger you get, people are going to have opinions on you. The bigger you get, it doesn't matter what you do. The bigger you get, people are going to have their opinions on you, and it may be favorable, it may not be favorable. Everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to enjoy what you do. It's just what it is. I don't enjoy what everybody else do, but I don't feel the need to disrespect them because I don't enjoy it. But that's just the way I do things. But at the same point in time, it's for me, I could really care less. Like I don't care. Like, people come to me and tell me what such and such said that about. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Like things like that, like I said, things like that are miscellaneous to me because I'm used to people, saying shit about me when they don't know me, or, having misconceptions about me, or not giving themselves a chance to really know who I am. It's fine. I don't care. So it be, and people look at me like I'm bougie and shit when I say that, but I'm like, it's not that I'm bougie. I just simply don't care. It's people can have their opinion. They can say whatever they want to say. I'm not going to defend it. Because when I get done defending it, they still don't feel that way. So why do I need to do all that? It don't even matter.
Right. And at a certain period of time throughout your career, you get unbothered by it, where it's just like, okay, they said this about me. I don't care. I'm going to pay it. And I haven't really had any run-ins with people or altercations or back-to-backs with other people or
Yeah,
beefs.
I haven't either. Like
Yeah.
I haven't either. Like not no real back and forth with people. Like not really. But people can sometimes say stuff. And of course, your supporters and people like that, they come back and tell you what people say, and then I'll be like, I don't care. It's cool. Like let them have their opinion. I don't care. I'm still good. I don't care. Let them. Let people say whatever they want to say. Like it is what it is. Because at the end of the day, I speak my opinion on celebrities all day, and they may not like what I'm saying. So I just look at it like that. Like just like I can speak my mind on celebrities, other people can speak their mind on me if they want to. But it is what it is. But for me, I just don't like to, me personally, when it comes down to like content creators and stuff, I don't necessarily like to talk about them because I'm a content creator. We're doing the same thing. And who knows, we could work together at some point in time. So that's how I look at it. That's why I don't get into the business of disrespecting other content creators, because who knows, that could be a plug, that could be a collaboration that you may want to do,
Yeah.
that. And even for me working with people, there was a time where I was open to working with just about anybody. Like I didn't care. Like you can work, you can get a collab, everybody get a collab. But now it's not like that for me now. Now I have to be cognizant of who I decide that I'm going to work with at
Yeah.
this point. There's some people that I have to sit back and watch you first and see what you give and see if that's going
Yeah.
to coincide with what
Sure.
I'm doing.
Mhm.
So it's never me being like arrogant. I'm just trying to make sure if I'm going into the right direction by working with you or doing something with you. Like that's my thing. But I never go into places where I'm gonna feel uncomfortable. I'm never gonna go somewhere where I feel like my energy will be tested. I'm not, because I used to be a hothead. It don't seem that way, but I used to be a hothead. I mean, the last time I had a fight was maybe 11 years ago. That was the last time I had like a fight,
Wow.
and and I walk away from fights. Like I was 22 the last time I had a fight. So I walk away from fights. I don't like that. I'm not proud of that stuff. So a lot of things can be avoided. So that's why when people bring shit to me, I be like, listen, I don't care about none of that. You know,
Right. It
I'm
doesn't bother me.
good. Like I'm securing myself. Like people gonna say whatever they want to say, so I'm good on that.
And that was going to be my last question for you. You concluded the turn the table segment is what advice would you give to somebody who's just breaking into the YouTube realm, and how to deal with critics and just people coming at them sideways? So, Scotty, you take a lot, and then you're just like, me and you both have the same energy. It's like we're both the same
Yeah.
person practically. where it's just like, okay, I don't need to respond to this. Whereas before, I've responded to it. What advice would you give to someone looking to get into the YouTube realm or YouTube verse and say, okay, if he can do it, I can do it?
Okay, the advice that I would give someone that's trying to do what I'm doing and how to deal with critics is, I'm gonna be honest. It's not gonna be easy at the beginning,
Yeah. Oh,
because when you're new to it and people come at you crazy, your instant thing to do is to respond. Because I know for many years that's all I would do is clap back at this, clap back at that, clap back at this, clap back at that, clap back, clapping back every time somebody say something to me. Every time somebody say something negative to me, I gotta clap back, I gotta clap back, I gotta clap back. And it's just been recently that I've decided that I'm not gonna do that. Now there are some moments where I'm not gonna let you slide with that bullshit. Now I'm not gonna let you slide with that. Now it's some stuff I can ignore, let my moderators handle it, or I just delete it and block them and keep it moving. But it's some stuff people sometimes can go below the belt, and sometimes I feel like I gotta cuss your ass out one good time and then you block.
been there.
That's where I'm at with it. But over in due time, you will get to a place to where it won't even matter. You're gonna have people that comment on your shit and they're gonna come at you all kinds of sideways. You
Totally.
might even have other
Totally.
content
Yeah.
creators that will come at you sideways looking for a moment. So, but you gotta realize, you gotta think about how to respond. And I'm not responding to anything that I don't care about. Like, I'm not, you know. So it's like, I'm not gonna make it seem like it's easy to ignore, because it's not. Like, sometimes people can really get under my people have gotten under my skin with some of the things they said about
Been
me.
there before.
So
Know
it's
it
like,
all too
because I
well.
know when I first started on YouTube, I was, what, 21. So I was very insecure back then. Like, I had a crooked smile and all that other stuff, and every time I said something that they didn't like, that's the first thing they used to go for, which is I'm not gonna lie to you, part of the reason why I went and got my teeth fixed in the first place, because I got sick of people criticizing it and everything like that. That's partially why I went and got my teeth done. But I mean, I did it for me, but because I didn't like my smile, but at the same time, I got sick of them talking about me. So now they can't say shit about me now because my shit look good now. But that's besides the point. The fact is, it's never going to be easy at the beginning because you're new. So your first thing is to, if you have the same personality as me, you will clap back. But if you're different than me, you might even cry at some of the things people say,
Yeah.
because people can be very evil and they can say shit that they know is kind of fucked up. I mean, people said, I've had some of the most horrible things said to me in my comment section. Someone said they hope I got raped. Someone said I look like I had AIDS. They have said a lot of crazy stuff to me, and it made me clap back at them. But behind the computer, I'm like, why would they say something like that? But that's when you learn to have thick skin, because you're a public figure, so to speak.
Yeah.
You're not on the same level as like a Normani or a Cardi B, but you're opening yourself to the public, so you're opening yourself to scrutiny.
That
Everybody's
criticism.
gonna have everybody's gonna have an opinion about you, right or wrong. These people don't even know you, but they're gonna make up stories. They're gonna do whatever they want to do, and you just gotta figure out a way to deal with it. It don't make it right, but you gotta maneuver through it the best way you can. So that's my advice to them. It's not gonna be easy at the beginning, but going through it, you will learn how to deal with it. And it took me a long time to learn how to deal with it, because I felt like I had to clap back all the time. Clap back, clap back, clap back. But now I really don't do it as much. But sometimes you might catch me on the wrong day and I gotta give it to you. I got to.
Been
But
there.
then but then after I do it, I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? So.
All right, fashion dolls, I'm coming through and I'm looking through some of the comments. Hi, twin. Hi, everyone. If you're just joining in, we are now at the end of our interview. Well said. Yes, yes. It's difficult because I know for me, I would be like that at some point. I'll be ready to curse somebody out or block somebody and things like that. And I'm just like, why waste up all this energy on this one
Wow.
little comment? Why argue with an avatar? It's not going to serve me any purpose.
Right, because we'll never know what they look like. So it's like, what am I arguing with you for? I don't even know what you look like. You sitting up here calling me ugly. You talking about me and everything else, but I don't even know what the fuck you look like. So it's easy for you to call me ugly, and I can't say nothing about you. So
Olivia Lovely said, right. And this is it. It comes with the territory with
that's
being
my
in the
best friend.
limelight of being a public figure. You know, you're gonna have criticism from everywhere, but like I said, you got to be Mariah Carey and Beyonce to the BS. You have so many critics that are gonna come at you every single angle, but the key trick
Yes,
is to not respond to it.
right.
But it happens every now and again because I've been there. Well, I'm just like, it happened one time during my interview. I was interviewing somebody and someone made a very transphobic comment. And I said, I blocked the person. I said, I don't know where you came from with that, but go somewhere else. I don't do that on my platform. And I told my brother Kate Tooks about it. I said, I feel so bad that I came. And then you kind of feel bad that you came out of character and embarrassed, like, oh my God, I wanted to be professional, this interview to ring smoothly. The guest even understood. He was very
Yeah,
understanding.
that's
But
how
the
I used to
oil was
be.
just like,
That's how
yeah,
I used to be on TTV panel. Like when people would just flat out come at me for no reason, and then I just come out of character. Then after I done came out of character, I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I do that?
you let him
That's what
win.
I don't
You let
want to
him
see.
win.
Yeah, I'm like, why did I do that? I didn't even have to do all that. Why did I do that? But then at the same time, it's like I did it because they was fucking with me. So maybe they won't fuck with me like that no more. Then that's it. But then I rationalize it. But at the same time, I still have to go back and be like, Scotty, why did you do that? You didn't even have to do that. Like now you done brought 2011 Scotty out, which is the one you kept in a cage. Now the heathen came out. It's just like,
Yes. And you go, like you said, you go back and you watch it, and this is like, oh God, I can't believe that I did this, that this has happened.
yeah, it was many moments up there where I cringed when I would look at it again. I'm like, oh my God, I really showed my ass. Oh my God. That is not what I wanted. But it happened. So it
Do
is
you
what it
go back
is.
and watch some of the panels sometimes and kind of like take it all in?
I haven't watched the old panels in like about 2 months because sometimes I would go back and revisit it and then I'll cringe when I look at it. I'm like, why did I do that? Like why? I had myself under control. Why did I lose control like that? But listen, it's something about that Aquarius anger. It's something about that Aquarius anger that because I'm an Aquarius, but then I have a Taurus moon, so it's like when I get angry and my voice shakes sometimes, and then I get real frustrated and I just go the fuck in, and there's no stopping me
Mhm.
at that point. And that's why I do not like to let nobody push my buttons. Because once you push my buttons, it's a done deal. Like, it's a done deal. It was many times where I'd be up there and I'm so pissed and I'm so mad because I can't touch them. Like I'll be so mad, like I want to jump through that damn screen and put my hands on them. But I'm like, that ain't what we do no more. Shut up, Rudy. I'm talking about my best friend Olivia. She's talking about now when you say like I said, it's over with. Those are
Yeah,
the one
I've
thing.
seen that.
That's one of the things. That's when okay. This is one of the things. Two things that you should know. Like when Scotty is mad and he says these two things. If I start off with something like first of all, I'm pissed off now when I say first of all. Or if I say, okay, but like I said, it's over with. If I say one of the two of those things, it's over with. It's done.
Oh, we got a question for you. Liz wants to know, what is a good way you think anger can be changed into resolution?
Mm. Well, I really don't know how to answer that question. I think for me, I think that I know how to resolve stuff without being like irate and completely
Yeah.
angry. You know, I have, because there have been times on TTV where I have expressed myself without yelling and screaming and wanting to fight somebody. Like there have been
Yeah.
times where I've respectfully and calmly communicated what I felt and what I thought at that moment. But then you got to think about if I'm dealing with another mature person that's willing to talk to me like another mature adult,
Have
then
a conversation.
you can do
Exactly.
that. But if I'm dealing with somebody that's immature and I'm trying to be the mature one, it's difficult. So sometimes I can keep it together, but once I get frustrated, for me, it's like when I get frustrated, I tend to walk away from certain things. But when you're sitting on the panel, it's hard to walk away. Like there have been times where I just drop down before I just go to another level, because I
Get
can feel
there.
it coming. I know it. I can feel it coming. I know it's coming. I'm like, okay, you know what? Once I say, you know what, I'm not gonna do this. That's another thing. When I say, you know what, that's me trying to stop myself. When I say, you know what, I'm gonna let you have it. I'm done with this conversation, and I walk away. Like if it ain't no resolution for me, it's just I don't care. Like I know I know TTB say a lot that I cut people off, and that's a done deal. But it's really it can be like that. But it's like if you disrespect me to a certain degree, you are completely dead to me. Like you are in the cemeteries of my brain at this point. Like I don't even see you anymore. Like it is what it is. Like you could be in my peripheral and you're not even there. Like I could see you but not see you. Like you're Casper to me. That's how it is
Mm.
for me. Like, you know, so people call it a grudge, but I don't feel like it's really a grudge. It's just that when I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. And that's just what it is, you know.
A done deal and walking away from the situation. Definitely.
Right.
I'm 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. With Aquarius, we are forgiving people, but when you keep poking the bear and we go
Oh, it's
off on
gonna
your
come out.
ass, it's over with and you done. That's what people got to understand about Aquarius. We will forgive your ass as many times as possible. But when we've had enough of your bullshit, it's a done deal. I'm
I
done.
mean, tracking. Exactly.
I'm done at that point.
Well, Scotty, it was so good catching up with you and doing this interview. It's such a pleasure to have you here, and I
No
definitely
problem.
would love to have you back again in the future. Let everyone know where they can follow you and check out Yes for the Mess and What You Like and Not and all the other shows on your channel.
Okay, well, my channel is Scotty by Nature TV, which is my Instagram name, Scotty by Nature TV. And if you've never seen my channel before, you know I do reality reviews on your favorite reality shows. I interview some of your favorite. I'm starting to review some of your favorite reality stars, and I even review your favorite web series stars, from Chasing to Gemini Films to anywhere. I do that. I have a gossip show called Yes for the Mess. I have a reality TV panel. I have two reality TV panels. The Whether You Like Or Not panel, where we basically discuss basketball wives and housewives. And then I have a roaster review panel that we talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville on. And then I have an all boys panel, Boys Night Out. Um, that is coming back, I think, in July, August. I think Saturday we have our first production meeting to
Okay.
discuss season 3 of Boys Night Out. And of course, the prelude with me and Jamar, where we do our interviews at. And I have there's other segments that's coming to my channel. Is one called Young, Fresh, and New, where I talk to newer, up and coming content creators, YouTubers, where I'm going to be basically interviewing them and giving them advice and guidance and stuff like that. And then I have Who Was Wrong. I'm going to come with a second season of that.
I see.
So yeah, so I'm gonna come up with a second season of that for the fall. You know, I'm always thinking of different things. So that's what I got on my channel. And on top of that, my Instagram is Scotty by Nature TV, And my TikTok is Scotty by Nature TV because I just got a TikTok. I'm still trying to learn how to use TikTok, but I just got a TikTok that's also Scotty by Nature TV. And my Instagram is Scotty by Nature 1. So yes, that's where you can find me.
All right, fashion dolls. Y'all make sure y'all go and subscribe to Scotty by Nature TV. Shout outs to TTV, Bubs, Aaron, T Spiller, everybody that popped up, K Tubes, all of you
I
guys.
love T Spiller. I
Yes,
love T Spiller.
amazing content creators. Davion, Conscious TV, King Jobs, all of you, you all are amazing. And thank you guys for supporting all of these platforms, just supporting each other in general. Adrian Expression, also King of Reeds, uh, all of y'all. Y'all are just awesome. It was such a pleasure to have you here, Scott.
No problem. No problem.
Definitely.
And thank you for
Ladies and
having me.
gentlemen, you are so welcome. And we definitely got to do it again in the future. Definitely.
Yeah, I listen. Like this is the second time somebody has interviewed me because TTB interviewed me first. So you're the second person to interview me, and TTB was like, "You a good person to interview. Like you answer all the questions." So I'm just like, all I can do is be honest. So.
All right, fashion dolls. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all make sure y'all go and subscribe to Scotty's YouTube channel. Hit that bell so you'll be notified when he goes live. Because he does a lot of reviews on Love and Marriage Huntsville, which is a hot show out right now. The Housewives is back, Basketball Wives. If you love all of these shows, you can check out the reviews on Scotty's YouTube channel. And it will be tagged on my YouTube channel, Style by Stevie Daytime, as well also. So thank you guys all for coming through to this exclusive with Scotty by Nature. Joining me tomorrow, we have actor Brian Neal. I love you all, and y'all take care and be blessed. And Scotty, it was such a pleasure having you here.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
You too. Take care, everyone, and y'all go and subscribe to Scotty's channel. Take care.
All right.